Hi guys, and welcome to day 2 of the Advent calendar. Today we're going to do the first watercolor. I hope you enjoyed yesterday's video as well. So today we are going to talk about and we're going to create a wreath with watercolor and with inks. I'm also going to show you if you don't have inks. So I use this ink and dip pen a lot on the channel, but I'm going to show you if you don't have inks how you can use watercolor instead. So it's not a new concept, but it might be something that you're interested in. So you can see here that I'm just starting with ink, and again you could use a paintbrush for this as well and just watercolor. So I am just creating circles that are not necessarily you know, they overlap and they don't necessarily intersect. So I'm leaving space there so that I can create leaves and branches. Fill in different types of foliage or anything, you know, as I want to. So it might be baubles, it might be flowers. And then in a minute I'm going to introduce a silver ink instead of this shimmering green one. This is one of my, well, they're all my favorites. I've got to say this is one of my favorites, and the silver one is as well. And so I'll show you how you can use the Duochrome Lapis Sunlight, the Daniel Smith one, instead of this shimmering green with the dip pen. It's almost a pretty identical color. And you know, you could also mix a pearl white with a green to get a similar color. So the other thing is that this the whole way along this tutorial, like I could have stopped here and really liked what I'd done. I could do a little bit more line work. I could just do splashes of watercolor. So I'm just showing you like a whole process, and we're going to build this and build this. And you can stop at any portion along the way. You can change little bits of it, little aspects of how you want the branches to go. I'm really inspired by wedding stationery and the calligraphers and artists that create the wedding stationery, and how beautiful it is, and how I feel like we should be able to have that for everyday use as well. And so a lot of them create wreaths, and also Marley and Lockyer, I'll link her below, but she does pottery with beautiful wreaths on it as well. And then even the things that I got from the Illustri Paris store that I showed yesterday in the gift guide, they come with a beautiful wreath stamp as well, like a sticker. That's their logo. As much as this is a very festive, you know, symbol or creation, it's also one that's used by a lot of people all year round. So here I am just starting to add colour, so I'm adding the colours from this palette. So I'll link this palette below, and then you can just check what the colours are here. I think a bit of the verdigris, a bit of the lichen and sage, and the Duochrome Lapis Sunlight, of course. So I'm just going back over, and like I said, you could leave it with the line work, or you can create more with the watercolour. So I have built up the wreath, and I'm just sort of keep building it up, and you know, changing up the color around the wreath. So and now I'm just getting some apricot. I've decided for this wreath that I want to do a softer Christmas palette. So we are using silver tones, soft sage greens, and then I want to use this kind of muted apricot color as well with that. And I'm just creating a bow off to the side. So I did the sort of middle of the bow, and then the 2 loops, and then kind of continuing to add the bow that way. And then I'll go back in and sharpen up some of those edges and some of the shapes there with the nickel ink. So this was in my 2020 favorites, and just to just to, you know, sharpen everything up. So one of the things you'll notice I really enjoy is not going right along the edge of the watercolor with the ink. I want to go in a little bit from that and let the watercolor bleed outside the lines a little bit, and it creates a really nice visual layers. So a lot of times I like to do more tone on tone and softer colors, and so those things help build up the layers and build up the slight you know, it makes it a little bit more 3D for the eye. So you can see I was just showing you the stamp or the sticker from yesterday, and so I am really inspired by that type of line work. So I'm just going back and showing you here that I'm using the Duochrome Lapis Sunlight watercolor, and I have put that onto my nib pen, and you can see that it looks almost identical to the Shimmering Green Ink. So I will also do this in the video tomorrow. So I've been really enjoying doing that throughout this series, is that, you know, I can use the watercolors and colors that I don't have with the inks, and again, it's not a new concept. I've seen this around for a long time. A lot of calligraphers use gouache to create inks, and Nibs watercolors, who I get the azalea and all those beautiful handmade shimmer colors off, she does it all the time. But I've never really thought about it until this series and when I kind of needed some new colors. So I was really enjoying doing that, and you can see there I've also added a little bit of that gold Diane Townsend pastel for a bit of soft contrast and layering. And now I'm going in with a fountain pen. This has the creme. It's an ink from Van Ness Pens. I'll try and remember to link it below. And it's a beautiful one. It's a very soft beige color, so you get this really nice line. And again, it's the type of thing I really like to add to create a little bit more depth to the painting without, you know, adding too much contrast. I still like to keep my colors subtle. So that's pretty much it for today's video, guys. I have put in a little bit of vlogging footage from today. So we went, you know, it's been a year where we haven't really gone to the shops a lot, haven't really gone out, and we went on a little excursion today for a few hours and went into a couple of shops. So I thought I would show you some footage from there. There was some footage from the art shop. I really love I'm always drawn to the pastel section and the Sennelier Grand oil pastels. I really love the look of those every time. Today I went and looked at them and I didn't get any, but hopefully one day. And the Sennelier just soft pastels. So that's all in the footage, and we did quickly go past the beach on the way home. It's been really nice. So anyway, I hope you enjoy the little bit of footage here and the kind of inspiration things that I'm kind of showing you, that I, again, looking at packages and colouring and patterns, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.